These are 5 marketing tips that I believe every single clothing brand startup should know. And they're the tips that I wish somebody had given me when I first started up on my clothing brand journey, just because of how powerful they are. So coming up, I'm going to break down each of these marketing tips in full detail because I know just how profound these can be for the success of your clothing brand. Apparel Success is sponsored by my buds over at BrandCrowd. BrandCrowd's a logo maker tool. You type in the name of the logo that you want to have made, hit enter, thousands of logos will come up. You choose the logo that you like, then you can edit and refine that logo as long as you want for free until it's perfect. This is a Hundo P design I made for my own clothing brand using BrandCrowd. If you're interested, head over to brandcrowd.com/apparel success and you can get up to 66% off at checkout. All right, so the first marketing tip that I wish somebody had told me while I was growing my clothing brand is that you don't need to spend money on ads as long as your content is good enough on social media. I think that there's this pull to ads that everybody sort of gets sucked into. Like they end up trying out TikTok or Instagram. Things just don't work out as well as they want it to. And then they just resort to ads. They go, well, because things aren't working on my TikTok, because things aren't working on my Instagram, now I have to go just learn how to run these ads. I guess that's the only way to make it happen. And I think that that's actually just sort of taking the easy route a lot of times rather than actually correcting the real issue, which is that your content strategy just isn't good enough. If you're on a tight budget right now, there are amazing examples of clothing brands that have blown up to like $1 million a year in sales just from the content that they're posting on TikTok and Instagram Reels without running any ads. I interviewed the owner of Whole Strength on this YouTube channel, and basically he blew up to over $1 million in sales in this first 16 months just by posting content on social media. So rather than just having to resort to learning Facebook ads and learning TikTok ads and putting all of your money into that in order to market your brand, think about how you can actually create better content that's connecting with your audience and post it more frequently. And if you really think about it, the same amount of time that it will take for you to learn Facebook ads and learn TikTok ads is probably the same amount of time it would take for you to just learn how to post better content that's connecting with your audience and figure out a better content marketing strategy. I think that every single clothing brand that's trying to market their brand online should primarily focus on their content marketing strategy and then supplement that with Facebook ads and TikTok ads and email marketing. But content marketing is the key because in order for you to really thrive as a business, like the actual back end of your business with your finances, to make sure that all of your profits are good and your margins are good, it's really hard to make that game work if you're just running ads for your clothing brand and that's your only method of gaining sales. So like I said, you don't need to spend money on ads as long as your content marketing strategy is good enough. The second marketing tip that every clothing brand startup should know is that you want to focus on the customer's experience right from the very beginning. And this is something that I wish I could go back in time and just drill into my own brain. Like when I first started up my brand, I was like all of these other brands out there. I was no different, that really just wanted to make some money, really wanted to make this a success so that I could be successful, so that I could make a whole bunch of money. And when you're focused like that, you tend to neglect the customer's experience a little bit and you just don't put as much care into it. And the reason why this is so friggin' important for you is because when you're focused on the customer's experience right from the beginning and every single order that you get, you're adding an extra promo item, you're taking care of that hoodie, you're sending them a thank you note, you're just taking care of that customer so well, then 2, 3, 4, 5 years down the road, they're still going to be repeat customers. And if you end up getting thousands of people buying from you, and all of them have had a positive experience, or at least 99, 98% of them have had an amazing experience with your brand, then while you're getting new customers and you're growing the brand, you've still got this huge email list of people who love you, they're still buying clothing, and it's gonna help you build a really healthy clothing brand. So focus on that customer's experience, don't neglect it. Be one of the few brands that right from the beginning really takes care of your customers. It's gonna go such a long way for you, I promise. The third marketing tip every clothing brand startup should know is that in order for you to succeed in 2023 online for your brand, you have to have something about your brand that is remarkable. Truly remarkable, where people want to share it with their friends, where people want to talk about it, where there's something about your brand that's truly making it stand out. There's 100 brands that popped up today, I guarantee it, that their brand concept is about inspiring others or working through their hardest problems in life. I've done hundreds and hundreds of brand reviews that all have the exact same brand concept. They all look the same. And so in order for you to succeed in this space, you have to do something that really stands out. And that's why, for my own clothing brand, K-Bud, it's like this ridiculous slang here in Canada. All of our t-shirts have these wild designs on them with these ridiculous Canadian sayings. And it's because that's what makes us stand out. We're trying to do something different than just a regular generic Canadian clothing brand that keeps popping up every single day. We have a personality. We have something going on about our brand that's like, yo, have you seen this brand? It's ridiculous. You need to check it out. And that's the type of thing that will really help crush for your brand in 2023, and it'll just help you so much with your marketing efforts. The fourth marketing tip that every single clothing brand startup should know is don't copy others. It's very tempting when you look to other clothing brands to be like, oh, because they're doing that hoodie, I have to do that same style of hoodie. Or because they have that style of design, I have to do that style of design. And I realize this is really counterintuitive, but actually going the complete opposite direction, doing something that's completely out of left field, that's completely unique and completely your own, is the answer for you to be successful. Like, if you copy others, you're just going to look like those other brands, and you don't have the same value that a lot of these other brands have been working on building for the past 20 years. And they were probably brands that started that trend. They started it themselves. And you have to be that brand that starts these trends yourself. The more standout your brand is, and the more that you take a sense of confidence in the direction that you're going, even though it's really different from all the other brands, that is like a sneaky secret in order for you to be successful with your brand. The fifth marketing tip that just every single clothing brand startup has to know is that once you start to gain a little bit of momentum for your brand, people are starting to show interest, there's a little bit of value there, you want to create a sense of urgency for people to buy through offering a limited supply of products or a limited time offer on how long you're offering those products or how long a sale is running. Human beings are wired to act quickly when we perceive something as valuable being in limited or scarce supply. So when we see something as valuable and we can only get it for a limited amount of time, or it's only available in scarce supply, it triggers us to really act fast. So what does this mean? If you're having a sale for your brand, make sure that you mention when the sale ends and then build up to that ending of the sale. Like in the email, say last day tomorrow, and then on the last day, say final 12 hours. Really pump that sense of urgency so that people know time is running out, they have to act quickly. That's really gonna help you get a lot more sales for your brand. And you can do the same thing when it comes to limited supply. Only 10 more items left in this hoodie. We're down to like our last 5 items. They're going quickly, hop on. That type of thing can really help you get a lot more sales for your brand. And those are 5 marketing tips that I think every single clothing brand startup should know. I've recorded a 100% free clothing brand course for anybody starting up a clothing brand right now. All you have to do to get access is go to freeclothingcourse.com, and you can go through it at your own pace. And I'll see you in the next one.